Hey, I'm Brent Gallagher, co-owner of Caffè Vivace. So we are in Walnut Hills, Cincinnati, Ohio, 975 East McMillan Street at the corner of Kemper Lane and East McMillan. We are a coffee shop during the day and a jazz lounge at night. We have music 5 to 6 days a week. Great jazz and great coffee and mixed drinks, and just a place where people can get to know other folks and meet people and just enjoy our record player that plays records.
I'm a co-owner of Caffè Vivace, but I pretty much stay in the background as much as humanly possible. We opened in the spring of 2018. I helped kind of design the layout, you know, with the architects and make sure everything flowed well, because the cafe is kind of a transformer, so coffee shop by day, jazz lounge by night. I didn't want to look too much like every other coffee shop in the universe, but I wanted to pick colors that kind of inspired conversation and warmth and community, but also still had this sort of restaurant inspires hunger, inspires drink. And orange was one of those colors, and so then I started with the orange palette and just kind of worked out into the brown, almost black, to go with it. And that kind of came more from the idea of writing things on a chalkboard. So if you kind of look around and you see the chalkboards and then the chalk writing on the outside, that's kind of the brown came from thinking about how I wanted to present that side of things.
We have flatbreads, we have breakfast sandwiches, we have our famous African peanut stew, which is our #1 seller. The almond croissants are amazing. The pistachio croissants are amazing from Beaudry French Pastries. We have draft beer, we have wine, and we have liquor. And that goes really well with the shows at night. If you want to caffeinate at 11 o'clock at night, you can do that as well.
I love making syrup. I make all these custom syrups. It was not a thing I would have ever thought I would say or think about or even do. But when we were thinking about, oh, how can we make a seasonal menu? What would be cool? You know, and the first thing that happened was I was like, we gotta have pumpkin spice in the fall. And Brent's like, I don't know if I want to be that kind of coffee shop. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Pumpkin spice. It went over great, and so then I was like, what can I do next season? What can I do next season? And so I've been like through bunches of fruits, like peach turned out to be really good. We do blackberry in the spring, or bourbon pecan, which I grind up real pecans. That's how it starts. The chai, that also came out of that whole thing, is like chai got really expensive during COVID and didn't come back down. And so sourcing it was starting to be a problem, and we were buying cheaper chai to be able to afford to serve it at a decent price, and it tasted weak and bad, and so I started making that. So I would have never thought in a million years that those would be my favorite things on the coffee shop, but it really is. I love doing all that stuff.
I just want people to pull away from the craziness of life and enjoy everybody's company and hear some great music.
Our real passion about jazz is kind of like trying to keep it in its natural habitat, so to speak, and we really believe that the best place to hear jazz is in small venues and in small jazz clubs. This place was engineered to sound good and be a comfortable place to hear music. I made a place that I would want to go hear music.
It is America's art form. When people see actual shows here and they've never experienced a live jazz show, they're sold. As much as a lot of people don't really understand it or have not grown up listening to jazz, once they're in this environment, it can knock your socks off, take your breath away.